Hello. If you're able to, please close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Relax your shoulders and clench your jaw. Take another deep breath in and another breath out. You can open your eyes now. My name is David, and welcome to Mindful Moments. How are you today? I hope you are well. I am very well, thank you. The sun is shining. It's a wonderful day to be recording. I'm very happy to be recording. And we are coming up to the first ever live show for Mindful Moments. The first ever Mindful Moments live show. It will be in London on the 20th of May at the Business Design Centre, and I'm super excited. Many people have bought tickets already. Every ticket that gets sold makes me feel more excited. And I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to see you in person. I can't wait to enjoy the session together. I plan for the session to be very interactive. So the more people that are there, the better. And as I said, many people have bought tickets already, even messaged me to say they're excited to come. And I'm very excited to see you all. Very excited to be there. You can find tickets in my Instagram bio. 20th of May, Business Design Centre, London, live show. See you there. Can't wait. Very excited, etc., etc., etc. That's the announcement out of the way. I think I'm extra excited for this because I just attended and spoke at the Cambridge Literature Festival, which is the first ever literature festival I've been to. I became a published author at the beginning of this year, 2nd of January. My book, Frequently Happy, came out. One of the best experiences of my life. And the great experiences keep being added as I get to do more live events and live shows. Like I said last episode, doing live shows and events is wonderful because the majority of the things I do are online. And as great as it is to interact with people online, seeing people in real life and connecting over these things in real life just makes it so much more special. The Literature Festival went fantastically. Loved talking about the book, and I'm really going to love this live show and doing what we do here interactively with you in person. I'm very excited. That's housekeeping done. Today, I'm in a great mood. I'm in a fantastic mood. I feel happy. I feel fulfilled. I feel joyful. I feel marvelous, in fact. I'd like to talk about why I feel marvelous. I feel marvelous because today I zoomed out and it really helped. It really, really helped. Today, I want to talk about zooming in and zooming out. Perspective on our lives. When you have a phone or you have a camera, if you want the bigger picture, you zoom out. And if you want to see things in more detail, you zoom in. And I have longed to help me have the correct perspective on events and the way things are going in my life. I've long applied the rule of zooming in and zooming out. If things are very overwhelming in the big picture and I'm having great difficulty, I zoom in to days and even moments if I need to. If things are going really great or aren't going so well, in the smaller picture, or I'm having a bad day, I try to zoom out to get greater perspective. It's something that we do subconsciously, but something that I make a great effort to do consciously because it really helps me to regulate and feel better about the way things are going if I'm feeling like life is particularly difficult at any given time. The example I have today is that since the beginning of the year, since last year, actually, when I had a shoulder operation, I've been doing physio since then, slowly getting back into my regular exercise. Since the beginning of this year, I've been trying to maintain some kind of regular exercise as that looks like to me now. And I really felt like I hadn't been very consistent this year. Specifically because I have an Apple Watch. I like to close my rings. And when I did 75 hard a couple of years ago, I set a move streak or a streak of basically every day you have 3 rings for standing, for exercise, and for calories burned. And I closed my rings, i.e. met all those targets every day for 5 or 6 months in a row. And unfortunately, that has set a ridiculously high standard in my brain, and an unsustainable standard as well, because that was when I was doing a fitness challenge that lent itself to something like that. For my day-to-day life, that's not really a sustainable thing or a necessary thing to do. As I said, though, it set that standard in my head. So it's very easy for me, especially now when I'm trying to regain fitness and regain mobility and, yeah, trying to build a level of fitness that I'm happy with. Very easy for me to look at what I'm doing and feel like I'm being inconsistent. The thing about consistency is that we feel like it goes like this, but really it goes like this. And if our average is where we want it to be, then we've been consistent. It's important to remember that in times where we're down here, that it doesn't matter that I'm down here for a moment, because I will be up here and eventually things will level out at a consistent level. Today, I was having a bad day and I was too zoomed in. I was looking at the small picture. I was looking at this month, the month of April, and thinking I haven't been as consistent as I want to. And then I zoomed out over the course of the last 6 months and saw, wow, I've been very consistent in the grand scheme of things. There's never been more than one day, in fact, that I haven't done my physiotherapy exercises. And I've, by and large, committed to all the things that I set for myself. And that is the value of zooming out and seeing the bigger picture. When things are difficult, it's so easy to sit in that moment and for that moment to feel all-encompassing. But moments are moments. They come and go, they pass, and we're in them for a short period of time. To be clear, when you zoom out, a moment can be anything from a day to a month to a year. In the grand scheme of our lives, you can have a year where everything goes poorly for you. But when you put that year in the context of a decade, it doesn't really matter all that much. In fact, you see the benefits of how going through a tough year, a tough moment, made you stronger for it and made you appreciate all the good that came after it. Whenever I'm going through a tough moment, whenever I'm going through a tough time, I sit down and make a conscious effort to zoom out as far as I need to zoom out, to look at the past and everything that's happened before that's been good, and look at the future and see how I can build towards a future that will be good and reduce this moment to exactly what it is, a temporary time where things didn't seem good, leading to a time where things were much better. The good thing about being in a bad moment is that moment can end anytime. Anytime. Literally, if I had been inconsistent with everything for the last 6 months, if I decided today to try and turn things around and manage to build a consistent level of more good days than bad days, within a year's time, that 6 months would have been reduced to a moment. And that is the value of zooming out. As to zooming in, it's almost the inverse. When things have been difficult for a very long time and we're trying to turn things around or trying to be better or trying to do better or trying to be different, it can feel very intimidating. If I've had a bad year and I want things to turn around, I want life to feel better, to reduce that year to a moment is going to take a while. And if I see things like that, if I think I've got to work for the next 2 years to make the progress I wanted to make in the last year, that's extremely intimidating. And the only thing we can do in that case is put one foot in front of another, one day at a time. And that's where I try to consciously zoom in. If we return to the example of my shoulder, these physiotherapy exercises that I had, they told me it was a year's recovery. And when I heard that, it was quite a blow, because I thought, wow, a whole year of doing this every single day. And I had to just reduce it to, at times, the next exercises, the next 10 movements that I had to do for the shoulder for my recovery. And there are so many moments in life where if we think about the big picture, if we think about things on the grand scale, it's overwhelming and it almost freezes us in our tracks. It makes us feel like this is way too much to handle. The good thing about building towards things is that we only ever have to do one thing at a time. The days only ever come one at a time. So it makes sense for us and really helps us sometimes to zoom in to what is directly in front of us. What can I do? What must I do in the next day, hour, minute? What do I need to do right now? And it doesn't matter how small those increments of time are. It doesn't matter how small the increments of time are that you have to reduce things to make them manageable. If we reduce things to a manageable scale of time and treat moments as they come, whatever that moment means to you, whether the moment is an hour, a minute, a day, if we treat things one moment at a time, do things one step at a time, move through one day at a time, the units of time add up. And we look back and see how they've added up and see how, again, that difficulty in the grand scheme of things is reduced to a moment. Many things are difficult in nature. Many things will put us through a difficult moment and we might struggle to go through them. But every moment is just a moment. And when it comes to dealing with difficult moments, it's good for us to know when we need to zoom out or zoom in. Whatever we can do to make what we need to do more manageable. If the big picture is overwhelming, if the amount we need to do is overwhelming and stops us from acting, we can zoom in. We can look at the specific next thing that we need to do and treat things as one moment at a time. If the present is very difficult and it's hard to do the things we need to do in this moment, we can zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Or if we're not happy with how things are going right now, and if we feel like we're failing or we're not doing well enough in this moment, we can zoom out and look at a greater scale of time and look at how this difficult moment, when all is said and done, will be reduced to just this moment. Good has come before, good will come again. And we can work towards that good at any time. That's fully within our control. Zooming in and zooming out. Whichever one it is that we need to do, those are tools that could really help us when it comes to dealing with difficult moments. That's all I really had today. I hope you're going through a great moment of life right now. I hope everything is going swimmingly. But if you are going through a difficult moment or when you encounter difficult moments, zoom in or zoom out, wherever will help you most. And remember that difficult moments, however long they last, are just that, moments in time. Do what you need to do to get through. I believe in you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening. Whatever you're doing this week, I hope you have a wonderful one.